9 months after the murder of Ralph's son James, the trial of his 2 young killers began.
I remember being in the courthouse and we're seeing them for the first time. Be honest with you, all I could feel was like hate. You know what I mean? Feel like pure hate, like you've never felt before, in your life. You know what I mean? I don't know. Seems a bit sad to think yourself you could hate 2 kids that much. You know what I mean?
Two 11-year-old boys have been found guilty of murdering James Bulger. The judge said it was an act of unparalleled evil and brutality. Tonight, who they were. Child A has now been named as Robert Thompson. Child B is John Venables. The judge said they were cunning and very wicked. And what will happen to them? Detained in secure units, the court was told, for very, very many years.
Two months later, the trial judge set the sentence at 8 years. This decision ignited a bitter debate about justice and retribution, a maximum sentence for the killers or the chance of rehabilitation, the rights of the victims versus the rights of 2 children.
I wanted them to get life, whether they were kids or not, to be honest with you. It totally freaked me out, tell you. It was I had to sit there, day by day, while the 2 little bastards were laughing about fucking killing my son, about fucking mutilating him. You know what I mean? I had to sit there while they're sitting there sniggering. You know what I mean?
The controversial trial of James Bulger's killers was front-page news across the world. It was a story that Tom Laughlin, a human rights lawyer in North Carolina, could not ignore.
I was both shocked and appalled that 10-year-old children were being tried as adults, and especially in England, which the legal community in the U.S. has always regarded as being quite progressive. The most important principles that I think were violated by the Bulger trial in November of '93 are, number 1, children as young as 10 and 11, both legally and morally, should not be tried as adults. Secondly, children that young are not able to get a fair trial. And they can't get a fair trial because they're too young and immature to instruct counsel. And thirdly, I think in any legal proceeding with children that young, the best interest of the child has to be the paramount thing taken into account. That was not done in this case. Children are not born evil. It's very clear to anyone who is not ignorant that a 10-year-old child has, science has established, only about 40% of the brain development as an adult.
I've got a 4-year-old daughter now, and she knows right from wrong. You know what I mean? They definitely knew what they were doing. There's no way or doubt about it that you can say. They didn't know, yeah, I'll pick this up, I'll smash his skull in with this. I'll do this, I'll take his pants off, we'll drag him onto the track, because he'll be cut in half. You know what I mean? Because he'll be severed. Aye.
John Venables and Robert Thompson held up a very disturbing mirror to society. And when society saw what was in that mirror, it recoiled, but rather than say, well, wait a minute, we've got to do better, it became, I guess it's human nature. It is, kill the messenger rather than look at the message. And so these boys became very demonized and very hated by a large segment of society.
Flying to and from England at his own expense, Tom Laughlin began an 8-year battle to free the boys. He first filed a complaint with the European Commission of Human Rights in 1994, arguing that the trial had been unfair. But within months, Home Secretary Michael Howard took the side of those arguing for an increase to the boy's sentence and set it at 15 years. Laughlin then mounted a legal challenge to reverse this decision.
Good evening. A civilized society regards children who murder as different from adults who murder. So ruled England's Court of Last Resort today, overruling the decision of the former Home Secretary Michael Howard, who had increased the sentences on the 10-year-old boys who murdered 2-year-old James Bulger.
I would dismiss both the appeal of the Secretary of State and the cross-appeals of the two respondents.
The law lords say Michael Howard acted unlawfully in taking account of public clamour when he increased the sentences of John Venables and Robert Thompson.
He took account of a petition handed into the Home Office by James Bulger's parents. It was signed by more than 250,000 people. Another 20,000 sent in coupons from the Sun. It was a victory for Robert Thompson and his co-defendant John Venables, who were just 10 years old when they murdered James Bulger. His parents were disgusted by today's ruling.
At the end of the day, it was a victory for murderers. How was that possible? For me, it was like a knife in the back. They had like rights all the way through. Where was James's rights? You know what I mean? They had rights all the way through it. What was James's only right? The right to die, the right to be murdered. I thought we'd have got justice. I thought that the state would have been there for us. You know what I mean? And really, like at the end of the day, like all I've seen from it is like Thompson and Venables, like get the best of everything. Get like put in a secure unit. Like nothing's happened to them. Never went to a proper prison. So what have they taught them? Yeah, it's all right. Go out, murder a child.